Hello, I'm Dave. I'm the head chef at the Unruly Pig. Been here since we opened in 2015. A defining moment in my career, and one that made me and where we turned the corner, was really when I accepted the job at the Unruly Pig. I'd very much worked very hard leading up to there. Worked in some good places. Done my background, sort of university, if you like, and I was looking for a new job somewhere. Wanted to work somewhere independent and unique, where I'd be able to have my own say on what was going on and have my own influence. And saw it come up one day on caterer.com, and off I went to quite an unknown interview with some mad hatter chap who didn't know anything about running a restaurant other than he liked sitting in them and eating them. Brendan, who's the owner of the Unruly Pig, and an ex solicitor, and he had this mad idea that he wanted to run a restaurant pub, and somehow managed to convince me to take a plunge with him against all odds. Walked into his house for the interview because he didn't even have the keys to the pub yet, so I couldn't even go and have a look around the kitchen or the site. And 3.5 hours later, left the interview to a barrage of text messages from my wife, who thought something had happened to me because I've disappeared off the face of the earth. So it was quite a unique interview where I think Brendan might admit that he was really sort of taken any information that he could possibly garner out of me, just in case he didn't employ me, to see what he could learn about the industry and running a kitchen. But signing up with him was a great move. It was quite a lot of hard work setting up a business with a chap that hadn't done it before, but he also brought a big skill set to the table that you might not have found elsewhere, working with career hospitality men. So it was a great move, and no looking back. I've got two main mentors, and one is a chap called Carl Shillingford, who was my first ever head chef, proper job, if you like, when I got back from travelling and took a commis chef job, and said I'm going to do this professionally. This is going to be me. And Carl was very experienced, worked for the Roux brothers for many years, had come from the Waterside Inn, sent to some sleepy village in Nayland to run Michel Roux's latest enterprise, which proceeded to flop as he tried to bring the Waterside Inn to Suffolk. It didn't quite work, but Carl decided he liked Suffolk and he was going to stay, much to my benefit as I signed up with him. And everything was done from scratch there, owned by farmers, so all of the meat was from rare breed cattle and lamb and pigs from their own farm. Much of the food came from the kitchen garden, about 75% of it from the kitchen garden. All of the bread made ourselves, pasta, etc. So it was a great learning ground for me. I learnt an awful lot. I didn't really appreciate how much I was learning at the time until I took my next job after that, moved to London to work for Gordon Ramsay, and thought I was going to be walking into a kitchen full of superstars, and quickly found out I was the best cook in there, and realised what a great education I'd had with Carl. And my second main mentor has been Brendan, the owner of the Unruly Pig, who has been a fantastic influence on myself, just to find I could get around the kitchen and cook before I came and worked with him. But it was a pretty steep learning curve, adapting to the business regime of a well-routined operator from the law, who had a fairly disciplined approach, to say the least. But it's been great for me, and I've learned more about running a business with him in the last 4 years than I think I could have done pretty much anywhere else in a kitchen.